Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy. Thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, today's the content that really matters. This is the stuff that we've been talking about for the past 6 months on this channel together. How we are making a difference, how we're working together, and we're unifying in a positive direction. Because every single thing you do has a positive outcome. You don't even know how important it is. It's nothing, it's insignificant, and I want you to remember that. This is crucial, and these cases that I'm about to bring up to you prove it. Now with gun control stagnant in DC for the moment, I'm watching it, don't worry. But for it's stagnant for the moment, the fight is going to states. And guys, when I tell you the fight is on and we are winning battles in these state level judgments, it's crazy. In fact, some of these I would have never thought would have come true, especially this year. It's crazy, we're gonna walk through it, but the number one thing that I want you to know is you're not alone. We are unified in this together and we are making an impact. And when it comes to 2022, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you guys have all the information you need. Keep them in check. Make sure you put the right people in power and put this baby to bed because I'm personally kind of tired of going on defense. Let's make this offense, okay? Can I get an amen in the comments field below? And also, if you guys are from a state that has recently won a big pro-A law that's been signed in, like a constitutional carry or a pro anything, leave it in the comments field below. Let me know what state you're from just to show support. Give some hope to those who aren't in those states. All right, so here we go. There are 3 cases that I'm about to highlight that are positive for the Second Amendment in the past week that have been announced. And this is crazy. And as always, everything is in the description box below. I'm going to walk through the basic high-level stuff of these individual judgments in these cases. If you want, you can go deeper. It's in the description box below. But I'm basically going to tell you the high level and then go from there. So, Philadelphia. Did you guys hear about this? The Firearm Policy Coalition, okay, they're a gun advocacy group and they focus on lawsuits. They're actually really, really effective. They just won a carry case in Philadelphia, and here's the premise. So the left, the far left, goes into this little avenue of, well, it is their constitutional right to carry firearms, and we can't really get around that. But the Constitution doesn't say we can't make it difficult for them and make them have obstacles and make them do fees and wait times and all these different things, because it just says infringe, not inconvenience, right? And that's something they've been doing for years. It's no secret. We know about it. They're getting shoved. I'm telling you, right in the face. Philadelphia did the same thing. When COVID struck, they basically came out and said, hey, concealed carry permits is done by a special department, we're closing it down. When they opened it up again, they said only by in-person appointment only. Well, that created a backlog of over a year, so they got sued. Guys, when I tell you, that's the backstory, the judgment on this, it got completely demolished. They have to open, they have to go through the backlog. I've got the list, the FPC below, it's in the description box, they lay it out. Basically, they have to open. If they get a backlog too long, they have to stay open until that backlog is gone. They have to do it in mail and electronic, not just in person. FPC, Firearms Policy Coalition, took a whooping to these people because not only did they get every judgment and everything that they wanted, the court also gave FPC $30,000 from the city of Philadelphia for infringing upon the rights and making them sue them. That is like full beast mode. I'm going to sue you because you did something wrong. And also, when I win, you're going to pay me for my time because you made me do it. Whoa! Check them out. I'm just saying, that's something to watch. All right, now that's the first one. The second one, this is from Chicago, and this is a big deal. So in Chicago, here's the backstory on this one. In Chicago, they have something called an FOID card. And basically, if you own a firearm in Chicago or Illinois, you have to have a firearms license. Like, it's basically a picture. It looks just like a state license. It has a picture, it has your information on it, and you have to have it, and it costs $10. You have to go through this waiting period, and you have to have that if you're going to own a firearm. Well, someone got arrested for having a firearm that they didn't have that card, and they said that's not constitutional, and it got approved. The court basically threw out the case from judged against the state, and that basically said you can't prohibit a constitutional right. Now, what the state has to do is the state has to decide if they're going to pursue it to the state Supreme Court, in which case they're going to have to say, like, no, we're not infringing upon rights, we're just making them jump through hoops, which is a hard case. Now, that's a big victory. For a judge to rule the FOID completely unconstitutional, that's huge, and that's movement in the right direction, especially in Illinois, of all places, okay? A little Chicago action. Now, here's the last one, and this is where I tie it all together, and you'll catch the theme here in a second. New York Supreme Court battle. It's not New York Supreme Court, but the United States Supreme Court just recently took up the New York carry permit battle. Basically, New York did the exact same thing that Philadelphia did. They said, well, you have to show due cause, and in order to get this concealed carry permit and carry it in public, you have to make sure and prove that you're under threat, and you have to do all these things and wait these time periods, and basically infringed upon the constitutional right of these two individuals in New York. Well, the Supreme Court of the United States just took that case. That's a huge deal, because originally the appeals court said, no, it's not violating your constitutional rights. That's in the Ninth Circuit. The Ninth Circuit, by the way, is the most overturned circuit in the United States. Little fun fact. Supreme Court picked it up. If the Supreme Court had no interest in even hearing the case or thinking they might be wrong, they would have left it alone and referred it back to the circuit court. I'm just saying, that's a big deal. We're going to watch that. That's coming in October and November. But now, do you guys see what all three of those things had in common? Every single one of those had some sort of stipulation to where it made it more difficult to get a firearm to an individual, which is a constitutionally protected right. It's the Second Amendment. It's in there. It's right underneath that freedom of speech. I promise it's easy to find. The thing is, guys, all three of these cases, which were victories for pro-Second Amendment, they are all under the same premise. Leftist-leaning states make it more difficult to get a concealed carry permit, to make you buy a gun, to make you wait longer, to do all of these things against your rights if you live in these states or cities. And they're all being challenged and overturned. This is a big deal. This is a road that we really want to go on, so keep the fight going. Now, there's one fight that is of concern, and I might do a video on this later this week. I might not. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want to hear about it. It's from Colorado. So, Colorado has just put out a bill that is going to get rid of preemption. Now, if you guys recall, preemption is that law that basically says small cities inside states can't pass laws that conflict with state level. They're trying to get rid of that. So what essentially that means is Colorado can now have multiple independent gun laws from city to city. So if you think of the nearest small city to you, they could have one set of gun laws and another could have another set of gun laws, and it completely varies on who lives in that city, okay? Or municipality or whatever you would call it. That's kind of what they're doing, and that's a big deal. We're going to watch that one. But the big thing here, guys, is we are making moves across the board, and the problem that the left has is they've made this same mistake of they've infringed upon the rights through a round backdoor kind of way, and they're getting called on it. I just gave you 3 examples. This is huge, guys. Keep up the fight. Keep your heads up. We are in this. I'm in here with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, because we are going to pass this blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. You can be damn sure I'm going to try my damnedest. But until tomorrow, guys, I'm Braden. See you later.